Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Zaza Sports, and week 1 of the NFL just went by. It was a great week of football, ending with the all-time great game. What a way to kick off the season, and this is going to be a short video. Earlier this year, I did make an NFL predictions 2 months before the season even started, and I wanted to follow up on that. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and here is week 1 NFL awards. Now, of course, let me preface, these aren't going to be completely accurate or anything. It's week 1 of the NFL. The best player in the NFL might not even have the best game. And who knows, maybe a random person will win these awards by the end. But right now, as of week 1 and after, this is what I'd say. First, we're going to start with Defensive Rookie of the Year, and so far after week 1, the Defensive Rookie of the Year is Shamar Stewart. He didn't register a single stat or sack, but with a pass rushing win rate of 26% and leading all NFL rookies in hurries, I guess he'd be my go-to number 1. I really don't know. You could always say Abdul Carter, but he didn't do as much in his first game, which that isn't really a sign of anything, my nigga. Or you could say Xavier Watts, who almost snagged multiple interceptions in their first game. Or you could say Carter Schwartzinger. Now, to be honest, I didn't watch most of these guys. I just looked at their stats. So with that being said, week 1 Defensive Rookie of the Year is Shamar Stewart. Number 1 for Offensive Rookie of the Year for me, hopefully I say this right, Emeka Egbuka. Stands 6'1" and 205 pounds. Egbuka snagged 2 touchdowns and 67 yards with 4 receptions. A great debut for a rookie wide receiver. Now again, not saying he's going to win this completely, but for a debut, this is 100% one of the best debuts for a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, especially offensively. In Tampa Bay, you should be very excited with this team because Baker Mayfield looked like he's going to be good for years to come. You guys got Mike Evans, and you guys had Bucky Irving last year. This offense will be elite for the future. Another shout out will be Isaac Tesla. He didn't really have the best game, but this fucking grab is just insane. Put this on repeat. Another one would be Ashton Jantu, who was my original Offensive Rookie of the Year, but he had 1 touchdown and he had 38 yards on the ground and 2 yards per attempt, which isn't too good, but trust me, I think he'll steam up. Or I'm just biased and I love Ashton Jantu. Another one would be Jackery Kroski-Merritt. He had 82 yards plus 1 touchdown on the ground in a Washington Commanders win. Now, of course, none of these are official. These are these rookies' first games. It's basically who had the best debut to their NFL career. And I mean, shit, these don't really matter too much because Gardner Minshew had a better introduction to the NFL than Josh Allen. Now let's get to Offensive Player of the Year, and the winner so far for me is Derrick Henry. Now I know he had a costly fumble, but what he was doing to that Buffalo defense was ridiculous. His running back presence is just simply insane. Rushing for 169 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground, Derrick Henry is once again going to be the best running back in all of football. Other names would be Zay Flowers, Travis Etienne, Christian McCaffrey, all had solid weeks. And not to mention, of course, Puka Nacua, who is slowly and quietly becoming one of the best wide receivers in the league. Yes, he's talked about a lot. I don't think people realize how elite his production is. Having 10 receptions and 130 yards, that is very elite production to start your season off with. And if he continues at this pace, he could be a first-team All-Pro here pretty soon. And the most improved player, I'm going to give that to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers did not have a bad statistical season last year, by the way. But the way Aaron Rodgers looked like old Aaron Rodgers this week, shit, I think I would give him an MVP vote for the first week. Because throwing for 244 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and having a 136 passer rating to come out swinging in your age 40 plus season, that is ridiculous. That is all-time great longevity. And honestly, it has to make you start questioning the Jets. I don't necessarily think Aaron Rodgers will be like a top 3 quarterback by the end of the year, but to do this in your first game and remind us who the fuck you actually are as a quarterback, it's just impressive. And it's gonna be sad for Steelers fans, really. Y'all are gonna have 1 year of an elite quarterback, then y'all are going straight back to poverty. But yeah, so far week 1, most improved player is Aaron Rodgers. Defensive Player of the Year. And after week 1, Defensive Player of the Year is Devin White, surprisingly. Now, Devin White's been pretty good, 2 elite for a long time now, great coverage linebacker. He had a great week 1, having 11 tackles total, 8 solo tackles, and allowing only 14 yards on 2 targets. That's just elite production you want from a linebacker, including 1 tackle for a loss. Now, Devin White's probably not going to win Defensive Player of the Year. That'd be very surprising. I can't remember the last time an interior linebacker did win Defensive Player of the Year, but other names like Talanoa Hufanga are in there, who had 10 tackles and a forced fumble in a Broncos win. Micah Parsons, who only played half the snaps and still had 1 sack on the game. Myles Garrett, who had 2 sacks. Harold Landry, who had 2.5 sacks. And Nick Bonito, who had 1 sack and 2 tackles for a loss. Very underrated player, by the way, Broncos fans. And then finally, let's get to MVP, the most important award of the season. And so far, the MVP is Josh Allen. He's probably going to go back-to-back, my guy. As a dude that's a notorious on my channel Josh Allen hater, dude solid as a dick. But for real, originally for me, I was saying Aaron Rodgers, but the performance Josh Allen put up last night in the face of adversity, I'd probably put Josh Allen number 1 so far. And it makes sense considering he's the reigning MVP, and if you have 1 or 2 of the best performances, it's going to give you a little bit of a boost. But Josh Allen had a 116 passer rating. He threw for 290 yards and had 2 passing touchdowns to go along with 2 rushing touchdowns and a big win in the first game of the season, showing up absolutely clutch. Now this nigga needs to do this against Mahomes. But like I mentioned earlier, number 2 for me would be Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers. If Josh Allen wasn't the reigning MVP, if the game didn't end up like it was, Aaron Rodgers would be the week 1 MVP. But shout out Lamar Jackson, shout out Justin Herbert, and shout out that nigga Daniel Jones, bro. The Giants are fucking poverty. But man, that performance Daniel Jones had on the Colts, have we ever seen that from him when he played for New York? And it just confirms what I already knew personally. The Giants would be considered one of the worst franchises of all time if they didn't have 2 of the most mysterious fucking Super Bowl runs ever. And really, if you're a quarterback for any of these New York teams, outside of Justin Fields, who shout out for Offensive Player of the Year, you're probably going to be a fucking poverty quarterback. But like I said, this is a short video, just a real quickie here. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all boys later. Peace.